So, wanted to share this 5 P's of purposeful coaching with all of us here today, and those who are not here today. I hope you listen to it and learn something, or reflect on what I'm sharing about your own self. I'll tell a little bit of stories as well behind each point and give you some context behind it. I believe Serene will be my timekeeper, because I can get very excited sharing about a certain point and then I don't move on. I've got 5 points. No, actually, I've got 10 points. So each of the 5 points has 2 points, and you'll see it. Okay. All of us are coaches here, so we realize that this word is very important, right? The whole proficiency of being a coach. We think about the core competencies. We think about how we need to equip ourselves, correct? And I guess I want to ask you this question, right? If there is one area in your coaching armor that you feel that you may want to continuously build, right? The proficiency of this for yourself, what would that be? And I guess it would be nice for you to kind of type that area of proficiency that you want to perhaps work on a little bit more, so that we can all see everybody's add on onto this chat, which I won't be checking on right now, but Serene can probably take a look and we'll be able to read it out. If you can type it in right now, that'd be great. What is that proficiency that you're after, that you want to perhaps continuously sharpen the sword of your coaching proficiency? What is that? What would that be?
So Mel, we have asking great questions.
Yeah, thank you.
We have teaching coaching, nailing the agreement.
Nailing the agreement, okay.
Yeah, powerful questions again.
Yeah.
Calmness during coaching session, spontaneous and fearless. Well, bongy tonight, Aquaman. Asking powerful questions again, and mastering presence.
Beautiful, beautiful. So when I started my journey, I realized that already, maybe not realized, I thought that coaching was all about listening and questioning, right? Because that's the basic part of communication. It's like, listen, ask question, listen, ask question, listen, ask question. Didn't kind of realize that there's a lot more than just that, right? So it took me a while to know that, hey, they're actually missing certain bits, especially when I started to meet different coaches in the ICF, and we did some reciprocal coaching during some practice times. Then I started to realize, oh, everyone's proficiency is a little different. Maybe is it the school they went to? So it got me thinking, right? Is it because some of them practice it a lot more? Is it because they have something I don't? So I'm comparing, right? It's like the superheroes that we mentioned just now, right? Minus the one with that pink hair, like, so I really don't understand that one, but it's okay. They're superhero as well to that person. It's that missing link, right? We're thinking, what is that proficiency that we are after that we don't have? Maybe it's that ability to sing. Maybe it's okay. So I'll stop there. So that proficiency is quite. When you reflect on it, it can be quite daunting, isn't it? Because that would kind of give us this feeling that we're not fully equipped. Understand? Anyone feel that way? Like, can resonate what I'm saying? It's like, there's just so much to learn on top of that, right? It's like, wow, how can I get better? So that's the first P, okay? The first P is about that whole proficiency of us getting better year on year as we practice and do more in coaching. And then that's next P. Because I have that faces blocking it, I just remembered it. Yeah, for a moment, I'm like, what did I write? Oh, okay. By the way, it's Wendy's face is blocking that P word there. But I kind of remember it's partner, because Wendy's my partner. So I'm like, yes, thank you, Wendy, my partner. In Singapore, we call in. Right. So that word is partnering, right? Is that correct, Wendy? Is that word partnering? Okay. Okay. So I realized that's what I did, I'm like, oh, I've got this gap, right? I'm not so good in this area, right? So I got this lady called Natalie Ashdown, who, if you know, had become a partner of mine for about 6.5 years. I took a program. That was the first program that I took back to Malaysia and Singapore. The Diploma in Workplace and Business Coaching is called. And then we co-authored the book, Bring Out Their Best, right? It was that. So I straight away thought, oh my gosh, I've got to fit someone in that gap, you know what I mean? It's like, I cannot do that. So I need to fit someone who can, right? For me, it's always like that. 2 heads are better than one, it's like, if I can't put everything in this one head, right? I got to get another person. So at that point in time, I got Natalie, and other people as well came along. I did the psychometric tool called the IWAM, and I partnered with the person who founded it, Patrick, in Belgium. And then, I started partnering with different organizations, Marshall Goldsmith, John Maxwell and team. I went there to study from there. The Society of NLP with Richard Bandler. I started to have these extra partnerships, whether it's official or unofficial. I guess I felt a little bit insecure that I wasn't good enough, to be frank. So I thought that I needed this extra padding, right? So that can withstand the pressure, if you know what I mean. It's like, oh, they point about something about leadership. You don't talk about leadership. Oh, I'm part of John Maxwell team, So it's like, wow. They're like, whoa, wow, John Maxwell. Yeah. I can tell a story. I met him in Florida. I celebrated his 66th birthday with him, this kind of stuff. But through the years, I realized that it was important, maybe, for me to build my confidence at a point in time when I did not have much. And yet, through the years, I realized that it also showed me the areas of my insecurity. Simple as that. Why I needed certain people so that I could have this rub-off effect, from this other person, on my life. So that's just some thoughts right now. The second P. I hope you're getting your own thoughts for this, right? Because I in your journey, I don't know whether you've been doing some of these things as well, but this is part of my journey. And then I think after that, then I created this promise, right? And the promise is what I can offer, right? It's like, oh, when I see a client, I'll be like, this is what I can promise you, right? I can make sure that your executives get transformation, By the way, it's very hard to kind of prove ROI in coaching if you didn't realize it by now. It totally is. But I still didn't give up. I still thought that I needed to prep for the promise, right? Just have that so that people ask me these questions, I'll be able to answer it. Yeah. So I really thought that I needed that. It's like my promise to the people. And I really thought that was very important as well. So I prepped it. You want psychometric tool? I've got this. You want leadership? I've got this. So I've got different promises that I could give them. Coaching certification, yes. Coaching culture, you got to bring out the best book. Yeah. Executive coaching, we have this whole list of coaches that work with us. Quite tiring, this process. This was the first 6 years in my journey, 2010, 2016, and I realized that I was actually doing pretty well, to be frank with you. And yet I was feeling a little overstretched, a little overpromised, as in I was giving too much of myself, thinking I had to add so much value so that I must make my customers really happy, so that there will be repeat business, and how we think about all these things. And so I was doing that. I was under the pump, right? Just pushing myself. Yeah. And to some points, I realized that after that, I was like, where to from here, right? Because I reached different mark of the business. And yeah, I was just wondering, must that always be this way? Because that was the pressure I gave myself. It's my own little promise that I was telling myself, right? You got to get better. You got to get better. You got to get better. So every time with the better, it kind of stretched me even further. And then we kind of know that I think there was, Serene, correct me if I'm wrong, there was the word presence there, right? Before, in one of the coaches. Or
Yes.
two. Yeah. And this presence here, I believe, and by the way, who wrote that? I just wanted to know. Oh, Wendy. Okay. So Wendy, when you say that, it means coaching presence. Yeah. Is that what you mean? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. So that bit is also important, where I kind of realized only after so many years of coaching, I realized that actually presence was the key difference maker. But there were so many layers of presence that I didn't understand what it meant. Is it my own presence? Is it the presence coming from the coaching, or is it the presence coming from me? Am I bringing that presence into that coaching discussion? So I was pretty confused about this word presence. And every master coach, at the time I was PCC, every master coach that I talked about just kind of like, woohoo, telling about the presence. And then after I'm like, what's this presence? Because I can't touch it, right? Every master coach has a different presence. So I was like, do I have to be like you to get that presence? So I'm like, I don't know whether that's ever come to your mind, right? It's like, if you're exposed to many master coaches, then fine, but if you're exposed to just one or two, then I don't know whether you're mimicking the presence from another person and not truly allowing that presence from you to flow. And I think there's a lot of difference in that. Yeah. So again, it was a big struggle for me. And even to today, you ask me what presence is, I'll be like, I kind of 100% say this is presence, Nah, here you go. I give you presence. I can't say this is presence, not this, because it's unique, just like every superhero brings a different presence into the scene, right? Yeah. So that's the 4th P. And then the 5th P is purpose. And of course, it's a repeat of this purposeful coaching. But it's not often the first thing we think about. If you realize, I started off with what? Proficiency. And that's often the journey, isn't it, as a coach? We start off saying, gotta take my cert. And then after that, when I finish my cert, I will get my ACC, right? I don't know why you think that way, but I did. It's like, oh, what's next? Then I get my ACC. It's like, oh, PCC's next. Okay. So it's constantly that first, right? We were building on that proficiency. And then after that, oh, the partnering, because we need to create more ripple effects of our business. And then we're promising. And then we realize after that full circle already, we realize that the presence is missing. We don't understand it right now. So we're like, it's okay, never mind. Let's build more proficiency. Let's get more partnering done. Let's promise more even, right? We can do more. We can do team coaching also now. We can do leadership development. We can promise you more stuff, And we kind of stop very short with the presence. And definitely we're not even there with asking ourselves, well, why are we doing what we're doing? And the purpose. So I'm telling you this story because this is the exact story that I've gone through, right? The last 17 years, it's been that. It's been building every proficiency that I think I want to build. And I still do want to build, by the way, just telling you. I've done a couple of other psychometric tools, like Leadership Circle certified, Hogan certified. So I've got quite a lot of things that I don't put on my database because rather my profile, because it's like just way too much proficiency that I ever need, right? And that's why, and that's the why we start here. So in reverse, I want you today, it's nothing wrong starting with any one of those, but today I want you to start thinking at least on that last P that I mentioned first. This is where I want you to start asking yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I a coach? Why am I in this relationship with clients, trying to help them grow and transform? Why? And I know there are some in this room already know your why, which is amazing. Kudos to you. And then there are some who are perhaps thinking it through now. And that's why I want to help you understand that for yourself. You will definitely not get it tonight. It's just too short a time. We've only got 7 minutes left. I'm checking time. Sorry.
Actually, we have until 9:30.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. So it's 1.5 hours, Coach Dale said. I thought it was 1 hour.
1.5.
Oh, okay. Oh, relax now. Let me just read. Let me just go backwards then. I won't talk about what now. So why? Right. If you can, and if you're ready, why don't you write your why? Whatever you want to share. And I'm not asking you to share beyond what you're not comfortable to. But what is your why? Just write in the chat. In relation, obviously, to coaching, what is that? Why do you do what you do? You can type it if you want to. Or we could just go one quick round because we've got some time. We can go one quick round. Whoever's ready. Share with us a sentence, just a short sentence or just a couple of words. What is your why?
Well, I can start first. Mine is because I want to see true transformation in myself and in other people.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And there are some in the chat. You want to read it out, please?
Sure. So Peter says that guiding his client to what is good and right to become the best he or she wants to be.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Peter.
And Sanjeev says Star Trek, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Okay, thank you.
Calvin says to fully dedicate my ability to help others around me to learn, grow, and be empowered.
Thank you, Calvin.
Colin says to allow a longer runway to stay productive after 65 years old. Miss Ko, Wendy says, creating space for conversations that evoke transformation. That's that word again. Leaving the world in a better place for next generation. Wow.
Wow.
Legacy there. And Aisha says, I've experienced and witnessed coaching and how it makes an impact to my growth, giving back the experience to other people. Nice. Siobhan says, to be the person I wish I had before and to help others believe in themselves and their abilities.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's that. Joanne, to facilitate smooth transition and version 3.0 of the people I serve. Nice.
Beautiful. Very nice.
I'd like to say mine. Mine is to help others break the glass ceiling that I've found myself wanting to break all my life, and see others break that glass ceiling fearlessly and sooner in their lives and careers than I did. That's my purpose. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll give each one of you a big hand. Is there one more to be read? No? Okay, everyone's done, yeah?
Yep.
Wonderful.
What's yours, Mel?
My 3 words ikigai is live, be brave. Right? I sign it off as at every place I can. Yeah, and every word has an extension to it. Right? Why live? Why be? Why brave? Yeah, that's beautiful, everyone. I think we need to remind ourselves why we do what we do. Ask yourself, where does it appear? Ask yourself, where do you anchor yourself when you need to be reminded of your why? Because in your journey and in mine as well, there will be times when you will be discouraged. There'll be times when you need a bit of a lift, a refreshment. And my little encouragement for you is to post it somewhere, if not just in your mind, but post it somewhere that you can connect with it on a daily basis, and you can see it. I'm a visual person, so I need to be able to see it every single day. So when I walk into the room, I see the books here. It's engage, and engage reminds me to engage, which is part of the bigger statement, my purpose statement. Part of it is to help people re-engage in their life from default to the life they desire, by living, being brave. So that's the long version of it. Right? That's beautiful. And then we go with the what. I did hear, if I may give some thoughts for you, that some of your statements had the promise in the why. Okay. And we've got to be clear about what is the promise that you want to offer to the world. This is like that unique offering that you bring because and I mentioned this before, your flavor of ice cream is the promise, right? If you are, one of my favorite ice cream is lavender. If you are a lavender flavor ice cream, then you're very different from a chocolate chip. And imagine putting a lavender flavor in your mouth and then thinking you're eating chocolate chip. You're like, what? You know, just showing you metaphorically an example of it not jiving. That promise is like that gift that you're giving to the person that you are wanting to give to, right? Ask yourself, what is that gift that you're leaving? Because that's the promise, right? You're in a sense promising them this, whatever it is, this breakthrough, this transformation, this beautiful sense that they're going to get from this flavor of yours. So that whole what is it needs to be defined clearly, uniquely you, so that I cannot taste you and think it is serene. You get what I mean? It's like, let's say all of you are flavors, right? And I taste Wendy, I'm like, this is the Wendy type of ice cream, you know, the very rich in flavor one. The Winnie the Pooh type, you know, it's like, ooh, it's a beautiful flavor, you know, the kind, yeah. And then suddenly I taste Serene's Paddle Pop Rainbow Pink thing. Man, it's gonna keep pink on my tongue after I look in the mirror after eating the ice cream. It's like, what did I just eat? You know, very different. Wasn't the promise that I wanted. And that's key. Wasn't the promise that I wanted, but I was still given it. I'm like, why? I didn't ask for it. What is that uniqueness that you bring? If you look at the top coaches, example, Janet Harvey, right? Does everyone know Janet Harvey here? Janet Harvey, okay. So I'm going to ask you, just right off the bat, Wendy, what is Janet's promise? Just off the bat, one word.
Oh, sorry. I don't know her personally. Like
all right.
I've just, yeah, I've
It's all
just
right. It's all right.
been,
You've not tasted all the flavors of ice cream in the world. You get it?
no.
But you look at it, you're like, shall I taste it now? Can I have a taste on it? You know, you get it? So, but you've seen it from afar. What do you sense? What do you sense?
Unique, different, like I've seen her talk, so she shows up as her slide. She just show up authentically as herself.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. For me, I get that whole realism, right? It's like what you see is what you get. It's like, bam, Janet Harvey. You know, there's no like second guessing. Was this chocolate that I tasted, or is it Nutella? And I was like, cannot. This one is like, bam, double Dutch chocolate. You know, something like that. You get what I mean? So it's like very clear, bongy. Yeah, you know, what is that? Sanjiv. Mm. It starts with the gift, right? Think of it. If you could wrap something up and offer it to your best prospect, what would you wrap? What would you gift? Very simple. What would you give? What's that one thing that you would give? So start with the why. We have to connect that why to the what. We have to define it separately because we need to understand the why is for us and the what is for the person. Are you with me? Right? The why is you. The what is for the person. You're preparing that essence of yours to share that famous Amos smells to the world. Go into any shopping mall and there is a famous Amos here. You know, those days, these days you get a mixture of different stuff already. Right? Everyone okay so far? Okay. Let me just mosey along. And then, only then, you would know that presence of yours that is coming out, that who is coming out, the being of you comes out through the promise. I'm going to put myself on the line right now and kind of ask, what is that presence that I bring to a session, any session that you've been in with me? What presence do I bring? What part of the who, the being of me, do I bring to every session? Bongi.
Pure and authentic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't need everyone to say something. Don't worry, no pressure, okay? It's like, oh, don't ask me. I don't know.
What? We cannot say alamak. Already got answer.
Oh, okay. Whoever wants to. Just maybe just 3-4 people maximum. Okay, no pressure. All right, but just say it honestly, because I don't know, right?
What
So
would you
Wendy,
like us to say, Coach?
Sorry.
What would you like us to say, Coach? So I'll go next.
Sure.
I'll stick with the ice cream theme. Magnum, you know you're going to enjoy it every single time.
Okay.
Consistently good.
Thank you.
Consistently good. Very good. Oh, we are on recording.
Yes, we are recorded. Yeah. Anyone else? Just one more. No pressure again.
Chim, deep. The first conversation we had.
Where something else.
Like
Chim. Okay. You gotta
chim.
explain to people what chim is, right?
Chim is a dialect, Chinese dialect word for deep. Bongi, say it, Bongi. Deep.
So chim, are you?
Sim.
No, don't call me a chimp.
Is that like
No, I
deep
didn't
in a
say
Batman
chimp.
voice?
I said chim.
Chim, exactly. Bongi got it.
Okay,
perfect.
thank you.
Did somebody? Okay, cool. No. Because if anybody says cheap, I might just respond. Okay.
Cheap. So let's flow together, right? So the why is the reason why you do what you do. That's you. And then when you kind of distill that, it comes out as a gift. And that gift is that what that you want to bring to that someone. Okay. So when you bring it to that who, it turns out to be that it's like that whole flavor that burst out from that experience, and people get the benefit of that through that presence. Yeah. It's like the gift has an extension to it. The gift is not just and I guess everyone who gets the gift will receive a different sort of presence from you. It's not the same, right? But you still consistently focus on what you want to give, and not confuse it and saying, oh, I want to give this one separately. So you're wrapping a different gift. You're wrapping a different gift. No, it's the same gift, but the experience that they get is that essence that come out from that gift. And that is your presence. I think that's the clearest way I can explain presence, because it's not manufactured in a lab somewhere and you say, I've got to manufacture it to this way. No, it's true that understanding of the reason why you do what you do, and realizing that you have a gift to give. Once you're confident enough with that gift, obviously there needs to be readiness. There needs to be a lot of stuff, by the way, before that. Yeah. Then you realize that actually I've got only a couple of gifts to give. Think about it. You do actually. Maybe just top 3 gifts of yours, right? Because all of us, I believe, when we were created or conditioned, at least, we ended up with a few key things that we could be good at, right? Or comfortable at, or natural at. So that's that promise going out into extending it as your essence, which is an extension of you. That's why it's a who. So when people feel your being, they feel a part of you. And you know what? That can detract people as well, then as not just attract. And that's a good thing, because you don't want to attract anybody. Are you with me? You don't want to just go after every client. I want to say that very carefully, I know, because clients don't come easy. That's not a song, by the way. But it's true. Clients don't come very easily these days, especially because there is obviously more competition. There is clients are obviously much cleverer. They don't just work locally; they work through apps and different platforms to get coaches as well. So they're not just looking local for local anymore. Right? So that will create a response of ours to kind of try to be everything to everyone, which means what? We're trying to give too many gifts out there. And what happens after that? You would go backwards and you would be truly lost with your purpose. You're like, why am I doing all of this? Tell you the truth, that's what I was doing. I was trying to be everything to everyone and couldn't really be me. So that was my lessons along the way, that I needed to understand who I am, who do I want to be. I'm just going to pause here for 1 minute. If there's anyone want to ask any questions, if you still can't know the difference between what I'm talking about in these 3 things, this is a good time to ask something. Okay, looks like everyone's either reflecting deeply or they've got the answer already. That's cool. And then next, yes, there is that how. But ultimately, we need to we need to start here. We need to start with the why, the what, and then the who, and then the how. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I still am a very proficiency-led person because I'm always wanting to know what's new out there in the coaching world. There's so many things that I've not learned yet, right? To be frank, and want to learn myself. But again, that happens, and that can be connected when you know what is your essence coming out, and then you can connect with what you resonate with. Because if you don't create it this way, or you don't reflect it this way, and understand yourself from the inside out, you're going to start putting things from the outside in, and start saying, oh, I need this, and oh, I need this from the shelf, and I need this, and I need this. And after a while, you've got all kinds of labels on you, right? And you're seen more as a proficient coach, right? Because I need an MBTI coach. And I know the market sometimes put us in these boxes because they call us that way. But I'd rather be known as that person that talk about this engaged and brave, and I think we need a bit of that, right? Because there's not many people talking about that, and we need that in this time of tough situation in our business. We need someone to engage with people in a brave way. So that's my message, right? In a time like this, right? Because those are the words that I live with, and so I don't have to be another flavored ice cream. You with me? Making everyone happy with this ice cream, because you could be just multicolored after a while, and after a while you'll be like, why am I so rainbow? Not leading it to jam again, but yeah. But proficiency is still important, don't get me wrong. It is important, but don't just go after titles and creds because you feel that you need it to up your game or to add that padding onto you. Do it because you know that this helps you in this journey, this purposeful journey of yours. So like I know some coaches who are very linked to strength-based coaching. Okay. So everything about them is strengths. So, when I look at them, like, the sea of coaches, I'm like, strength coach, where are you? Oh, there you are. Boom. I just go there and I know who to pick from there very quickly. You know what I mean? So the proficiency, they have trained themselves in that area, of course, right? And they continuously go deeper in that area. That's another thing. It's not about getting more of the surface of many things. It's about going deeper on those things that you resonate with you. Could be strength-based. It could be neuro leadership. It could be EQ for some people, right? So understand it in this way, rather than start off with that needing of that armor. Yeah. And then only lastly is the who, because that will come automatically. Can I say that? That comes automatically. It's like right now, if I were to choose partners for Catalyst, think about it. Where would I go? I wouldn't just jump into every school and say, you join me, you come be my partner, you. No, it's all tied to the purpose, the whole purpose of why Catalyst exists in the first place. We exist to equip coaches, right? And obviously now not just equipping you with the proficiency of coaching, but also in the business side of it. As now I'm extending the equipping further than just equipping the person with coaching skill sets, but this now it's coaching and even running a coaching enterprise skill set proficiency. That's our purpose, equipping coaches, right? Minus the numbers that we're after and the reach and all that, because at the end of the day, if you just summarize it, Catalyst Coach, the word catalyst is to catalyze, right? Catalyze and equip coaches. It's like multiplication. Boom, boom, boom. That's the whole purpose. And you know, people just immediately, I can sense a person who does not want to multiply people, if you know what I mean. They want to just have it all. You know, you've met some people who are just saying, I just want to build my kingdom. It's like, okay, all the best. You know, I'm sure you'll be successful, just not the type of people that we will probably be attracting. Wendy often reminds me of the reason why she's a part of Catalyst. And I'm always, always very humble and encourage myself when I hear Wendy say that. And I'm like, oh, really? You believe that silly thing I put up there as my mission? Really? There's someone like you in the world who believe that too? Thank you. That means you have that very part of that purpose is inside you too. And that's beautiful, because I found a loss. Not that she was lost before. I have to qualify. It's like a distant, not lost, a distant sister from a different family. My father didn't tell me about, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, yeah, no, really. I really felt I connected with Wendy really, really quickly, because we're just like, it's like we're talking the same language. So the whole partnering thing will come. But if we put that first, and I did that myself, I did my proficiency, then the partnering next, right? I was like, I need to partner people. So my first few years of coaching, I'm just looking for partnerships with people so that we can do something together, Now I've learned that some of those things I've done prematurely. I've done things wrongly as well. I've created partnerships that didn't work. I've had burnt bridges as well. I've learned through them, and that's been painful on both sides, I'm sure. But I can only speak from my side, and I guess these are lessons that I've learned to realize that we've got to start. Just like Simon Sinek says, we've got to start with the why. And you know what? Before Simon Sinek ever said it, that was already wisdom from somewhere else. It's like, why are you here in planet Earth, right? I mean, we've asked ourselves even that very question before Simon ever said it. We know is that quiet question that we don't want to ask ourselves, because it's quite daunting to realize, is this my real why? Is this all that it is? Sometimes it's a continuous process. I don't think getting your purpose is a one hit wonder. You just get it and then you're like stuck with that for life. No, purpose is continuation of rediscovering what that purpose is. The depth of that purpose can go even deeper. So start with where you're at. Just start there. Begin with that. You know in your heart whether that's part of your essence inside you that you're willing or wanting to bring to the world. because you've got that gift and only you can bring it. So that's the 5 P's to purposeful coaching. I hope that you've taken some things to ponder about, reflect, and really we would love to hear your how this little 5P flow is going to go for you. That's it. Serene, over to you.
Wow, that's pretty deep stuff there, Mel. Thank you so much. I think we really got the best of you tonight. Yeah, even compared to the face-to-face meeting that we had because of time and all of that. So thank you for your very authentic sharing. Yeah, so in true Mel style, what is your one-word key takeaway from what was being shared? Let's go around.
I'll start.
Sure, Colin.
My word is comforted.
Who else?
Mine is unhindered.
Oh. Thanks, Bongi.
Anchor or anchors.
Okay, Wendy. Who else?
I'll go next. Blessed.
Bless. Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Oh, Joanne says unstoppable.
I've been
Okay.
playing the fight song in my head for the last 15 minutes. So I'd probably go with brave.
Brave. Nice. Who else? Peter, have you given yours?
Because I have no word yet.
Okay, I can say mine. Mine is essence. Yeah. Okay. Aisha, have you said yours?
Yeah, I mentioned blessed earlier.
Oh, yes, that's
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Peter, we're back to you.
Overwhelmed.
Okay.
I wonder what Coach Mayer's one word is.
Yes, Coach.
Yeah, just grateful stroke gratitude, right? Same, but just very thankful. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much again, Mel. Thanks, Aisha, for anchoring the Get to Know You session. And thanks everyone for participating. Yeah, we really hope that, with such sessions, we will grow in deeper appreciation of each other, getting to know each other, as well as, I think that was such a great learning session there. Yeah, I never knew that you can actually, that the whole thought process to me was wonderful. Yeah, it goes back to the basic of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think that's the reminder for me today.